Hey there, hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. I hate to say what day it is because sometimes it takes me a while to publish these things. So anyway, I had gotten a bag of apples, some Honeycrisp apples from Misfits Market, and I've been wondering what I'm going to do with them. And then I remembered several months back I made some apple yogurt muffins with a streusel topping, and they were the most delicious muffins I ever had. So today, because I have a lot of apples, I'm going to make a double batch. So you can follow along with the double batch. I'm going to put the recipe on the website for a single batch if you don't want to make a double batch. And let's play. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is mix our dry ingredients. I've got the recipe I used before, about 2 cups of flour. This is 4 cups, to which I'm going to add a cup of sugar and a teaspoon of salt. And a half teaspoon of cinnamon. Baking powder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6. Those are our dry ingredients. Next, we're going to do our wet one. We're going to start our wet ingredients with 2 cups of vanilla yogurt, 1/4 cup of canola oil, we're going to do 4 tablespoons of milk. Then we're going to beat in 2 eggs. What are you doing? Good. Hard-shelled eggs. Really hard-shelled eggs. I'm going to get the spoon out of here. And pick our whisk back up, and we're going to whisk these ingredients all together, and we're going to add them in with our dry ones and our apples. Okay, our wet ingredients are going into our dry. We're not going to whisk this, we're going to stir it with a spoon as to not overmix this batter and make it a scraper and scrape the rest of it in. Okay, we're going to stir this together. I'm not sure if this recipe is going to be viable when doubled or not, so we'll make some adjustments if we need to. Okay, we've stirred our batter up and it's thick, and it's supposed to be thick. So now we're going to add our apple, and if you want, you could use some dried cranberries or some raisins if you want, but in goes the apples. I did these a couple days ahead of time, so I lemon juiced them, so there's a little additional liquid that's going to go into that batter. And we're going to mix that together real well. And before we bake our muffins, we're going to make our topping. We're going to add 4 tablespoons of sugar. And 4 tablespoons of flour. Always so messy. This is why I don't bake. That's why I don't bake much. Okay, and then we're going to cut in a couple of tablespoons of cold butter. I forgot, we're going to add another teaspoon of cinnamon. Before we put in our butter. Whisk that together. Because this butter is cold, I want to break it up to as small pieces as we can. So I cut it up pretty thin. And I don't have one of those pastry cutters, so I'm going to try another tool. If not, we may have to go with a fork or get in there with our hands And crumble this up to make a crumbly, streusel-y topping. I believe this cutter is going to work. So I'm going to just keep going until it gets crumbly. Okay, so I did end up finishing it off with my hands, and as you can see, that butter is well incorporated into that flour and sugar, and that's going to be our topping. But first, we're going to grease up some muffin tins and deposit some of our batter in there. I only have one muffin tin, so we're going to have to do these in batch. I'm preheating the oven to 400 degrees, and we're going to take this size scoop, or you don't have to, you can just spoon it in there. You want to fill these cups about 3/4 full. Okay, deposited, and now ready for a little bit of streusel topping. We're just going down over each one. We are now ready for the oven. They're going in for, I think, about 40 minutes, and then we'll see what they look like when they come out. Our muffins are out of the oven, and I was wrong about 40 minutes. They took 20 at 400 degrees. So we're gonna insert something sharp, a cake tester if you have one, or a sharp knife, and if it comes out clean, they are done. And I already tested them, so they are done. And here's what we look close up. The streusel topping is gonna be nice and crunchy. And I have a whole other batch to make. So we're gonna let these cool, put them on a rack, and make some more. But this finishes our video. Apple streusel yogurt muffins, best ever. And I didn't mention while I was doing the recipe that if you want to use muffin papers in your muffin tins, that's a good way to go. But I didn't have any, so I just sprayed them with Pam. But I want to thank you for joining me, and enjoy this video. Make these muffins, love them up, eat them up, and we'll see you soon.